Do you live in an expensive market but want to build cash flow through out-of-state investing? Today we're going to talk about why I decided to invest out-of-state and 3 tips for finding a market to invest in. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Soli, a 25-year-old out-of-state investor with 35 units, many of which that I bought sight unseen. Today we're going to dive into why I chose to invest out of state, how I chose my markets, and then we'll go over 3 tips for finding your very own market to invest in. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. So I'm based in the Bay Area, California, known for being one of the most expensive markets in the entire country. Average home prices are over $1 million, which makes it really difficult to find cash flow. I first started investing right out of college at 22. If you missed my video on my first real estate investment, you can watch it here. I was going into a career as a commercial real estate broker, and my income was commission-based. And we were in the middle of a pandemic, which made my income even more unstable. So I decided after that I wanted to build some passive income through real estate, but I didn't have enough money to invest locally. So that's when I found David Green's book, Long Distance Real Estate Investing, and I knew I had to at least try to invest out of state. The first question everyone asks when I bring up out of state investing is, where do I invest? I know there are thousands of markets to invest in all over the country, so choosing just one can seem super daunting. So this leads me to my first tip. When looking to invest out of state, look for your competitive advantage. Where do you have a leg up? For example, do you have family in a certain area, or do you know investors in a certain area? For me, I had been to Cincinnati, Ohio for work a few months before and met a local investor who had a few single families. So I reconnected with him when I wanted to invest in real estate, learned more about the market. He's able to show me which areas to avoid, where he'd recommend investing, and also introduced me to some key members, investor-friendly realtors being one of them. So if you don't feel like you have a competitive advantage anywhere, you can always create one. So nowadays it is easier than ever to find investors on BiggerPockets or social media to learn about different markets and also ask for referrals for key team members. But having a competitive advantage is not enough. You need to make sure that these deals cash flow. So my tip number 2 is to look for markets that hit at least the 1% rule. It's a rule of thumb for identifying cash flowing markets. So the formula for the 1% rule is gross monthly rent divided by purchase price equals 1%. For example, $1,000 of rent divided by $100,000 of a purchase price equals 1%. So that would hit the 1% rule. You can see why more expensive markets have trouble cash flowing. So after college, I lived in a house that was roughly $1 million, an average house in the Bay Area. And for the 1% rule to work, it would have to have rented out for $10,000 a month. But rent for that house was honestly, I think less than $3,000. So if you live in a market like me or New York or maybe LA, you might wonder where all of these affordable houses are. If you look for markets in the Midwest, maybe Ohio or Indiana or the Southeast, like smaller towns in Georgia, both of which I invest in, you'll find houses for less than $100,000 that rent for above $1,000. And I know I was shocked that these houses existed coming from California, but they indeed do exist. So I was looking at investing in Cincinnati. I was looking at houses that were around $100,000 and renting out for $1,500. And after analyzing a bunch of deals, I determined that I could find great cash flow in that market. Even if you have competitive advantage and you hit the 1% rule, you still want to make sure that you're investing in a great city long term. So that brings me to my third and final tip. Make sure that you check for market fundamentals. I'm going to give you 4 that you should look out for. So first, look for positive population growth. People moving into an area means more tenant demand, which is great for you, your home values, your rent values, and that sort of thing. Second, look for job growth. So if jobs are growing in the area, it means that more people are likely to be moving to the area to take those jobs. Third, diversified industries. So if you invest in a small town but maybe only has an army base in it, if that army base shuts down, your tenant demand could totally dry up. So having at least 3 different industries is recommended for sustaining tenant demand. And finally, landlord-friendly laws. So worst case scenario, you might need to evict a tenant or deal with a lawsuit, so you want to make sure that you're investing in a state that protects landlords. My favorite tool for this is Avail's educational site, where you can see which states are landlord versus tenant friendly and which laws are what. I'll put the link in the description and you can see all of it. And there you have it, a roadmap for your very first out-of-state market. Don't forget to like and subscribe for videos just like this, and I'll see you next time.